It is Wednesday, September 3rd, and this is your weekly market watch for the Seattle area real estate market. Hey, my name is Brennan Klaus. I am a real estate agent here in Seattle, Washington, and I help buyers and sellers find the perfect home and invest for their future. I am back this week with another update on what's going on in the market. Let's jump right into what is happening with the mortgage rates. Okay, so first and foremost, everybody in the real estate market is talking about the Fed rate cut that is supposed to happen this month. Now, when the Fed cuts the rate, it doesn't specifically cut mortgage interest rates, but it does impact those rates. And so they do have some relationship. But right now, the 30-year fixed is at 6.49%. Now that is pretty low. It was at 6.51 last week, and it was closer to 6.57 a couple weeks ago. So we are seeing that that's pretty low for this year. If you've watched any of the past market updates, this is 6.5 was the lowest we've seen since about October of 2024. So that is good news for buyers trying to get into the market because this interest rate allows them to afford a little bit more. Now the 15-year fixed interest rate is at 5.85%. So that's really good. And then 30-year FHA and VA are at 6.05 and 6.07%. So the mortgage rates are looking relatively good. Now, if you read any sort of news, the headlines say that rates have to get below about 6% in order to unlock about 2 million plus buyers getting back into the market. So a lot of predictions predict that 6.5 will be right around where the interest rate lands as we get to the end of the year. On our team, we're definitely seeing some uptick in buyer activity. I think that this has come back down enough to get buyers into the market, get them excited about purchasing and giving them options. So we have definitely seen some buyers. Just last week, we made an offer for a buyer on a property that didn't get accepted, but we're still negotiating through that. It's new construction. So getting some discounts there, and the builder is actually offering to buy the rate down for the first 3 years. So that gives the buyer a really good opportunity to get in there. And even though their payments will be low for the first 3 years, then they would go back to the regular rate or the market rate. And at that point, they could refinance if they wanted. So there are things happening. We also saw one of the buyers on our team get into contract this past week. We actually had 3 contracts last week, but one of the buyers got into contract on a fixer-upper. And so they got a pretty good discount on that property. And then one buyer got into contract on a condo, and they got that for below list price as well. So we definitely have some flexibility when it comes to negotiating. But this is really the start of the fall market. So as we look at data from the past, we see that typically right after Labor Day, the week after Labor Day, we start to see an influx of new homes on the market. And so we don't see those in the numbers this week, but I believe when you come back next week, we are going to see those in the numbers. We're going to see an influx of new listings over the next few weeks. Typically, the fall market lasts through about the end of October, depending on how much demand there is and how many homes are for sale. But we're definitely seeing that starting right now. So if you are thinking about buying this fall, expect to see more homes come onto the market. And we've already seen the market pick up a little bit, and it's moving a little quicker than it was before. So be prepared for that. Let's talk about the condo market in Seattle. New listings were up this week by 6 at 161, up 6 from the prior 7 days. Pending listings were up 24. So 24 more listings in contract than the prior 7 days. And that's at 157 pending listings. And then sold listings were up 13 at 121. So slight increase in the number of new listings for condos, and going under contract 157 is really keeping pace with that 161 that is new to the market. So that is a good sign for sellers in the condo market that the number going under contract is keeping pace with the number coming on the market. Now, in the residential category, which is single family homes and townhomes, we've seen a decrease in the number of listings, most likely because of the holiday. We're not seeing a ton yet on the market, but get ready because probably starting tomorrow, Thursday, we're gonna see a lot more of these on the market. So new listings were down 128 at 293. That was down from 421 the week prior. Pending listings are down 20 at 460, and then sold listings are up 78, probably because the end of the month, so the close of the month at 416. So 460 homes went under contract in the past 7 days over the 293 that came to the market. We most likely are going to see an influx of inventory inventory, but we are seeing strong buyer demand right now, according to how many listings are going under contract. So if you are a buyer getting into the fall market, be prepared that there could be competition again, whereas we haven't really seen a lot of competition this past summer. So be ready to compete, be ready to move quickly if you need to, especially on those really desirable homes. One of our clients went to one of the new single family homes that is zoned as a condo. It was just listed under a little under $850, I believe, in North Seattle, and it already had 2 offers by the open house. So be prepared for a market again like that. And then for sellers, if you are preparing to go to the market, be ready that you may get multiple offers. We may be back to that, but you have to price correctly and you have to drive as many buyers through the property as you possibly can to get those higher numbers. If you want to talk about your strategy, we offer a free phone call consultation. Just reach out, you can text or email me, and we'll get you set up with our team to talk about what the right strategy for you is and your timeline, and learn a little bit about your goals with real estate. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you again next week.